Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
It's time for another daily dose of dismal Disney.
Mm-hmm.
And
multi-times a day now.
Yeah, right. It's like hourly dose of dismal Disney. We're going to talk about Disney stock and how it's the far right's fault, apparently.
Yes.
According to Bloomberg, that Disney stock is tanking.
Yes, was it QAnon?
QAnon's fault. Yes, I'm not kidding.
We're serious.
We're not kidding. They're blaming QAnon for Disney's stock price without really citing any sources. God, remember when Bloomberg was reputable?
Remember when most outlets were kind of reputable?
We're gonna talk about this. There's a lot going on here. It does seem like this is damage control.
Yeah, their earnings call's coming up soon, isn't it?
Yeah, the earnings call is coming up. Disney's all of a sudden talking about the Metaverse again. I think they're going to bank heavily on that. So the Q2 earnings report is coming up on May 11th.
Seems kind of late because it would have been over in March.
Yeah, it usually takes them a month or so to get their numbers massaged.
Well, this is long,
to completion.
This is a little later than usual, I think. But but that's what it's going to be on the 11th at 4:30 p.m.
Yeah, so I'm sure we'll be on that, listening to that. Anyway, we're gonna talk about this because it does seem like there's a lot of damage control being done. Again, Disney doubling down on the Metaverse, and boy, it's gonna be really interesting to see how people react to that, considering a component is crypto and NFTs.
Right.
And all of that. But it seems like they're just throwing out buzzwords at this point. Streaming and NFTs and Metaverse.
Right.
We don't know what it is, but we're gonna do it.
Let's get our stocks up.
And it worked, because this morning, Disney was down to 113.64. And as of the recording of this video, it's up to 115.28. Still down. Way low.
But look, we put Metaverse in an article, and now our stocks are up.
Oh, LA Times. Disney is going to invest in downtown Disney and Disneyland. It sounds like they're trying very hard to undo the damage being done by all the drama in Florida, and we're going to talk about that too.
They did it to themselves. I mean, let's be honest here.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to say Iger is behind a lot of stuff, but Chapek did that one to himself. I mean, he did that. He was ultimately the CEO, and he kind of embroiled themselves in this.
Yeah, he tried to appease both sides, and that didn't work. And then
should have worked. I mean, we're staying out of politics. Should have been enough.
Yeah, but they've already set the precedent that they're not going to stay out of politics because they need politicians to carry out Mickey's.
Well, it's not working
plans
very well. So
let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 265,000 subs.
Woo!
Thank you for the support. We do talk a lot about Disney, having worked in and around the company for a number of years. No, we no longer work there. No, we no longer work with them. And no, we did not get fired from Disney. It didn't work that way. Anyway.
No, contrary to what some idiots on Twitter think. So yeah, let's get back to the Bloomberg article. So this one you sent me,
the most ridiculous thing.
I was like, do they even have examples? And they're like, their examples they don't cite them, but their examples are the ones that we talked about before in other videos that other places are running with. Like here, they have right here, they said they're talking about the QAnon has been spitting theories and falsehoods about the Walt Disney Company online.
How very dare they attack?
Whipping up a frenzy of negative sentiment against one of America's best known corporations. Wait. They're making up lies about Disney because they're one of the best known corporations. So that automatically means that they're goodies. They're goodies.
I talked about this in another video. At what point in time did it go from being cool to protest Wall Street?
I mean, eat the rich.
To eat the rich. And now it's like, let's stand corporations. The same people that were calling for the heads of the rich 10 years ago are the same people.
You're talking just a couple years ago.
Just a couple years ago.
AOC was wearing that eat the rich or whatever dress. Or tax the rich or whatever that was.
Yeah. And now they're all of a sudden they're like, oh, hey. Except for Disney.
They're your friends.
Disney's your friends. Pfizer's your friends. All these corporations.
People that do what we want them, that go along the way we want them to go. They're your friends. How dare you hate them? I like it too. Disney treated their cast members the way they did when the pandemic hit. People were up in arms. They were upset. They had Elizabeth Warren calling them out and everything else. And now they're like, but Disney's your friend.
This is actually a very short article, but it's not about the article because, as we'll find out, the article doesn't have any links to back any of the shit up. It's about the headline. It's all about the headlines.
Yeah, they're trying to get people, QAnon, that's who's hating on, we're going to pick Disney's side. Because, that's a cult.
It's the alt-right Nazis are trying to destroy Disney.
Tinfoil hat people.
So yeah, they go on posts on Facebook, Twitter, and several other platforms. They don't link to any of them, by the way. They don't show examples of any of them. Have falsely claimed the company has lost $636 million in theme park reservations.
Well, they might have lost some in theme park reservations, but it's not all because
the alt-right Nazis.
Okay, if they lost a lot in theme park reservations, it's not because QAnon. A lot of it, people are canceling the reservations because it's too crowded. They don't want to deal with Genie Plus. They keep raising the prices. A lot of it has to do with that. It has absolutely nothing to do with politics. I mean, that's part of it. Things. But there's a lot more to it than just that.
350,000 people canceled their subscriptions.
I believe that.
I do believe
it actually might be more, higher than that, I would say. I mean, of course, we won't know to the earnings call, and even then, they always say, we don't give specific numbers on Disney Plus subscriptions unless they come out ahead. Right. And then they'll give specific numbers. So they don't give specific numbers, and even if they do come out ahead, you don't know how many they lost that they would have had, you know. But I know that a lot of people canceled Disney Plus. So I'm just saying.
Some have linked to a fake article stating that Disney CEO Bob Chapek was arrested for human trafficking. That is a joke. That was actually
it was a joke.
A parody. It was on a parody site, and now they're like, well, these people are repeating that. That's like the Babylon Bee. That's basically the level of article. It was like, oh my God, Disney's got all these parodies. Even the CEOs.
You know what? It's funny to me because I've seen people take parody articles and think they were serious. I mean, we've done it ourselves, but other people have done it too, and that are on the far left, and they've run with it, and they've misinformation, and that's okay. No one's like doing whole articles about, well, they're misinformed. You know what I mean?
Some of the commenters have taken a page from the meme stock movement.
Oh my God. They're trying to bring in meme stock.
Yes. Sharing half-baked strategies to tank Disney shares. Somebody, okay, so we did a Disney video yesterday, and people were getting pissed. They were in the comments, and they were like, well, I think you guys are Disney shareholders, and you need to disclose that because you might be responsible.
We have multiple times.
Where have you been? I have been saying since day one that we own Disney stock. Do we own enough Disney stock to destroy Disney? No.
Wait.
But we own Disney stock.
These people that are our listeners, quote unquote, are like, you need to disclose that you have shares?
Yes.
Yeah, well, we've done, dumbass, multiple times.
And you know what? I'll be honest, I haven't sold any Disney. In fact, I bought the dip when they were down at $85 a share because I'm like, they're never going to go below this.
Yeah, we aren't like... Okay, but beyond that, wait, here's what I think is funny, though. They're talking about, there's this Bloomberg, like, QAnon and all this, because they're, tinfoil hat theorists, and they're talking about the meme stock movement and half-baked strategies as they put up this article. Making up half-baked theories about how these people are all QAnon that are sharing this stuff and saying this stuff. And it couldn't possibly be because maybe people legitimately are canceling because they're tired of Disney upping the prices. No. It's all QAnon. So, I guess they're experts on half-baked bullshit.
This is right up there with, again, painting the average Trump voter, the average conservative as an alt-right Yahtzee. This is right up there.
Well, you don't need to be conservative. You can be a moderate.
If you're anti-Disney, you're alt-right. I mean, that's basically where we're at.
Right of far left is alt-right.
This is ridiculous. I mean, this is ridiculous. They're talking about the situation with Florida, which we'll talk about DeSantis. Supposedly, he claims he has a plan. Again, guys, I'm going to tell you, we're not lawyers, but just armchair observation, Disney usually gets his way. I don't know if they're going to.
I would love to see Disney not get.
I would love to. I'd love to see them get knocked on their ass.
Don't conflate us saying that we think Disney will get their way with us saying that we hope they do, because that's not the case.
No.
But it seems like every time we turn around, something gets settled out of court or something disappears, goes down memory hole. They always they got their way about the stupid brand being included in tax assessments and stuff like that. They just always find a way to call in somebody's favor or pay off something to get their way.
So the shares were already under pressure before the DeSantis feud erupted. So they finally admit it. You get, how many paragraphs down are we? One.
And how many times they mention QAnon?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I think they have QAnon in every paragraph. Oh my God, they do. Look. 6 paragraphs in. And we have QAnon in the headline. QAnon, paragraph 1.
3, 4.
Paragraph 3. Paragraph, 4. Paragraph 5.
So what they're trying to do...
7,
so what
8.
It's SEO. They're trying to tie DeSantis and Disney backlash and Disney shares to QAnon.
This is in real time. You seeing how they take these buzzwords that have negative connotations and they go out there and try to conflate the two.
Yes.
To try to get that so that when you search for one thing, it's going to show up QAnon. That's what they're trying to do. So if Joe, somebody who doesn't pay attention to any of this crap,
Joe
right?
Dirt, he doesn't.
Okay, Joe Dirt doesn't pay attention to any of this stuff, and then they go to search up Disney. It's like Disney QAnon, or they're harassing Disney. Poor Disney. Don't you feel bad for Disney?
Feel bad for that multi-billion-dollar corporation.
Because they're all istaphobes who are
That's
against.
Exactly what this is.
This is what this is about.
Crazy. I mean, look, there's been some crazy shit, but to have Bloomberg of all places be like, if you're against Disney, you're probably QAnon. I mean, what the hell? The shares were already under pressure before DeSantis. Yes, they were. Disney stock was dropping before.
And I'll tell you why.
This.
People are fed up because the prices keep going up and the movies were not doing well and they're trying to push some stuff in that. And then they started this Genie Plus bullshit. People hate it. And, and so they were canceling reservations. It had nothing to do with this. Now, if you mention you cancel a reservation, they immediately jump on you and tell you you're an istaphobe, even if your reasoning had absolutely nothing to do with Florida.
Again, reminder, this is Bloomberg, that at one point in time, Bloomberg was considered one of the most reputable news sources out there. A key focus for investors, though, has been the company's streaming business, especially since Netflix's earnings disaster last week. That played into it, as did, just people being frustrated with Disney. Last sentence, though. Disney declined to comment on the QAnon discussion.
Because there's nothing to comment on.
There's no discussion. You're pulling this out of your ass, Bloomberg. There's no discussion.
You're not giving any examples.
No.
I mean, you're not saying, well, what's Disney's opinion on this with a cited example? You're not giving any. You're just saying you assume it's QAnon because you're saying so and you're trying to make sure they're linked together. But beyond that, the reason the Disney Plus streaming has been canceled too, besides the fact people are mad about the Florida thing, is because they upped the price by $1, which doesn't sound like a lot. They're forcing people to subscribe across the board to different things, and they haven't been delivering much of in content, and people just aren't seeing the value for the money, and the streaming services in general are tanking overall because people are just too many. Now what? I didn't even see this part. What?
Okay, guys, I used to be a newspaper editor. I seriously, I'd be banging. I swear to God, I'd be banging my head off my desk.
This means it's not reputable. Right here. This right here tells you they're reputable. It's just bullshit. It's bullshit.
This is complete bullshit. This is Bloomberg.
You would show the sources.
This is not Vox. This is not the Mary Sue. This is Bloomberg. This story uses information compiled over 2 months from more than 24 websites.
Cite them, please.
They won't. And they'll tell you why. Social media accounts and online discussion groups that have explicit links to QAnon or related conspiracy theories.
According to Bloomberg.
Bloomberg isn't identifying the sites or forums so as to not perpetuate false claims.
Bullshit! You are perpetuating a false claim with this article.
Show the receipts, Bloomberg. What the fuck? What kind of news outlet are you?
Yeah,
People can make up their own minds if they think it's bullshit.
I'm not saying, okay, now some of these things I have seen before. Yes. Is that story about Bob Chapek out there going around? Yes. But is it on a parody site?
It's on parody site.
Is the story about people canceling Disney Plus subscriptions going around? Yes. I believe that one's true. Is the one about the money being lost from park reservations going around? I don't know the exact amount, but yes. And I do believe they are losing a lot of park reservations. It might not be that amount, but they are. But they're not citing them. They're saying, well, we were on groups and people are connected to QAnon. So you have to believe it because we said so.
Oh my God. Now they're getting into Netflix and
What, is that QAnon too?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Okay, I can't fucking with this fucking article and this fucking...
QAnon is like a conspiracy theory group, correct?
Yes.
So they're making conspiracy theories about
the conspiracy
QAnon.
theory group, yes. Yes.
But believe them because they're Bloomberg.
Believe them. We're not going to cite any sources. We're freaking Bloomberg.
We don't want to perpetuate the lies we mentioned that people could just go search for.
Because they're going to search for this shit and they're going to be like, well, obviously this is a troll or there's not as much here or this site is on such a dark corner of the internet that no normal person goes there.
The whole article is perpetuating that.
This is Bloomberg. What the fuck happened to you? Like you used to be. Bloomberg used to be one of the most reputable sites out there. So this is damage control trying to explain why Disney stock's down. It's all the meme stock people and the bros and the QAnon.
They're trying to control the stocks. Seriously?
Fucking-
Disney stock was already going down before any of this. They all were. Netflix was already going down before this because their subs were down.
I can't.
It tanked over the subs, not over QAnon.
This is fucking ridiculous. What the hell? Seriously, like, are you mental? Is there a right-wing backlash toward it? Yeah, there is. But statistically, very few of those people are in that group. This is just like average people, average parents, average conservatives getting angry at Disney. And if the stock's going down, it's because investors across the board, I guess the McDonald's guy's in QAnon too, isn't he? The McNugget guy who's starting that group to try to hold these corporations. Yeah, I'm sure they're all, but I'm like, holy shit. I can't get over the amount of stupid. This is Bloomberg. That's like a freaking high school newspaper bullshit. This is bullshit. Okay, anyway, let's talk about bullshit. We'll talk about Disney and the Metaverse. They want to do virtual Disney. Of course they do, because we said before, if they could suck the money right out of your wallets without you actually having to maintain those pesky rides or give you bigger portions for your fat asses, they would just give you virtual food.
You're just all fat.
You can buy a Dole Whip NFT in the Metaverse. So this is Disney's Hail Mary pass now, because I think they're streaming.
That's their Hail Mary pass.
The Metaverse, yeah. Okay. I think their streaming numbers aren't going to be good. I think they preemptively are trying to do damage control, and there probably is some connection between people at Bloomberg and Disney.
Well, it's interesting to me. It's interesting to me though, because they're talking about how they met with senior leaders in Metaverse strategy, and they're trying to do this stuff for Disney storytelling and Metaverse, and they're having meetings. While we also know that over at Marvel, Feige said that there's a bunch of them going to retreat because they're going to plan the next 10 years of the MCU. And I'm like, wait, you didn't have it planned before phase 4? No. And my next thing is, so they're doing all these meetings talking about these big plans that are coming forward all at the same time, right before the investor call.
Yeah, I think they know. Obviously they know, because look, Q2's over, right? Then Disney takes a month or 6 weeks and they put the data together, and they know, a month before the end of the quarter how things are looking. I don't think Q2 is going to look too good. Mm-mm. I think they're trying to get a game plan so they can razzle dazzle people and be like, yeah, it looks pretty bad right now, guys, but it's QAnon, and we're going on the
Disney
Metaverse.
Is under attack.
We're under attack
by the alts.
The alts.
And if you are, a good person, and you are, a supportive person, then you will know that Disney stands for all the good and wonderful family things. Look over there. There's Mickey.
Alt magic. Am I right? Yeah. Doesn't the alt-right like the NFTs?
Here's the Pride merchandise. Make sure you buy it so we upcharge. We marked it up 10%. Everything's marked up 10% for Pride.
Oh my God. They're going to do Pride NFTs and the Pride tag. They'll do Pride NFTs, and then they will give the money to like Disney conservation efforts or something.
Well, they'll give it to those groups that are trying to save the lobby things. And all that.
Yeah.
But they'll like to is upcharge, and they'll say, we're charging more because that money has to go help the people. But they pocket a bunch of it. It's like I said, the Pride tax.
God, I think they're going to try to build virtual Disney so you can go to Disney anytime you want to.
We were joking about that when we heard about the Metaverse.
You can pay, half price to get into fake Disney. Full price. Half price for fake Disney. Yeah, so that's what they're going to do. I just think it's so funny because the audience who've been courting Disney, they're not really into NFTs. They're not into crypto.
No, that's what I don't understand. Like, they're like, oh, Bob Iger's our savior and hero. And I'm like, Bob Iger on his own is out there getting into the Metaverse and all this crap and NFTs and stuff. Mm-hmm. But that's the devil. Bad touch.
Whoa, that's what this whole thing's about, is Disney's bad touch.
Take it how you want.
So speaking of bad touch, let's talk about Ron DeSantis firing back at Disney. Now, we did a video yesterday at Disney saying, hey, you can't dissolve or decree because it's going to push the taxes onto the Florida taxpayers, neener. And now we're hearing, again, not lawyers, some people are saying Disney totally has no leg to stand on. Other people were like, no, this actually might be a technicality. They might get out of it. All we're saying is Disney seldom loses. Like long term, they might.
At the end of the day, they'll come out of it.
They'll come out of it, even if they have to bide their time. You know?
Yeah.
But anyway,
in the end, they always do.
They usually do, unfortunately. That's why they have the control they have, is because the House,
lawyers and money can buy a lot of things.
They say the House never loses. The
House of Mouse never loses.
The House of Mouse.
I would
never
like
loses.
to see them lose, though, but
it
very rarely loses.
Well, you must be all right.
That's right.
You must be all right. DeSantis says that Disney will pay its fair share of taxes. He said that. Before, he said you can take it to the bank. He even put a little smiley face with glasses on it.
Okay. He's hip. He's cool. He's down with it.
He's down with it. Maybe this is an NFT. He would not be the first time partisan opponents in the media throw a fit about some baseless hypothetical that disappears from the headlines after DeSantis proves them wrong. That's actually not completely untrue, but I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's kind of hard to make your case when you've got bullshit articles like this out there.
I know. I'm just like, wait, what's that? I just can't. And I love how they're going about half-baked theories, as they're making the whole articles a half-baked theory that it's QAnon trying to tank Disney stocks.
I can't.
That's their entire point. But half-baked theories are bad unless they're the ones writing them.
Yeah. So we're gonna keep an eye on this situation. You're gonna see more ridiculous headlines like this leading up to May 11th, I think, because I have this feeling. I have this feeling that things aren't so good, and that's why we're seeing all this.
I don't feel so good, Mr. Disney.
That's why we're seeing all this crazy stuff. We'll keep an eye on it. You said you might look in to see if there's more connections between some people, Bloomberg and Disney.
Yeah, well, but I don't know if there's going to be. I mean, we'll see. I think they're all connected somehow. They're all helping each other. It's probably just a matter of their investor friends wanted to make money or not lose money or something stupid.
Just some activist got a hold of the blogging software that day and decided, like, I don't have any proof, but I've been following this for months.
It's QAnon, because I said so. Those conspiracy theorist weirdos. Here's a tinfoil hat for you, buddy.
All right. Yeah, literal tinfoil mouse ears.
There you go.
Crazy. All right, we're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.